Alexis Younes alongside Craig Burley, and now it's time to find out who else will join some of the other teams in the quarterfinal of the Champions League. And these are some my favorite word, juicy fixtures, Craig, as I always say.
Well, last week's predictions, which you were not involved in, and I was...
Went belly up.
Didn't think they went particularly well, which some people take great pride in reminding you on social media because...
They will always.
Anyway.
But we're going to tackle these
Man United winning in PSG was... Nobody predicted that, not with the team they had. Anyway, as you said, some big fixtures here, and this one in particular, because they're in trouble. We know they're going to win Serie A at a canter.
But that's not what they wanted. That's not what they went for.
You know, this is the side that went out and splashed, obviously, the big money on Ronaldo. That was the huge transfer of the summer. To go there and do what he's been doing at Real Madrid on a regular basis, which is bang the goals in the Champions League, particularly in the knockout stages, take them to the Champions League final and win games. They did not play well in Madrid, and it could have been worse than 2, and from set pieces, they were pretty shocking. Now, we know this is one of the most difficult teams to break down. You know, if you want
This is a dream tie for...
If you want a team to go away from home and play a stingy game and keep it tight, it's Atletico Madrid. But it's in Turin. It could be a huge evening. If Man United can go with a hospitalised squad and win in Paris Saint-Germain by 3-1, then they can get a couple of goals at home. That being said, I'm not sure it's going to happen. So I'm betwixt and between. You want to pick first? Because I'm not sure. All right, I'm going to go for a big night in Turin. It's either going to be a huge night in Turin, or it's going to be one giant bore and they'll go through. But I'm going to sneak for Juventus.
This is a dream tie for Atletico Madrid. All they have to do is just sit back and relax. And Juve to score 3 against like a tough side defensively. I'm going to go with Atleti in this one. As much as I want the Cristiano Ronaldo factor to go on in the Champions League, but
I'm doubting myself. But I'm just going to go for that Ronaldo factor in Turin for a huge evening. So it's a long shot.
Exactly. This one is definitely a tough one to predict. This one might not be as tough. 3-2 on aggregate. City coming back from behind last time around. Now they're at home.
It wasn't a pretty evening in Germany for City. They won. They got 3 away goals. They had Otamendi sent off. There was a few basic errors, a couple of calls that they felt went against them in terms of the VAR. Schalke struggling in the Bundesliga, as you said. City now, top of the league in England. Guys are all coming back to fitness. Aguero's in the goals. The only way... This would be the disaster of the round if they were to go out now in this position. I can't see it happening. I think it should be a comfortable night for Man City at the Etihad.
As you said, Schalke way down in the Bundesliga, lost their last 5 and 6, including that one against Man City. City at home, and if they did what they did last time around, showed that character to win, of course I think they could do that at home with their eyes closed. Now we go to a couple of stalemates, but they were anything but. Barcelona up against Olympique Lyon. They're at the camp now.
Now, Lyon have done some damage against this team earlier on in the competition. They're no mugs. That's the reason they're here. Wasn't the greatest game in Lyon. Barcelona had the bulk of possession. I mean, it was like crazy amount of possession, but they were hard to break down. I see something similar at the Nou Camp. I'll be surprised if it's like a 3 or 4-0 to Barcelona. I think it'll be a little tighter than that because they're going to play a very canny and cautious game. But again, a bit like Man City, this would be a shock if Barcelona, now that they've got that game at home, if they were to go out. I think it'll be maybe 1 or 2-0 to Barca, but relatively comfortable.
I'm going to agree with you on this one, Craig. I think you said it all perfectly. So I'm going to go with Barcelona. Now, let's go to this one, because this one has been scratching my head all day when we were preparing to do this hit. It was a stalemate last time, but it was anything but stale. Craig, what are you predicting for this one? Well,
before the first leg, I was predicting Liverpool. And I know they got back to winning ways at the weekend, but they're now trailing Man City. They weren't super convincing against Burnley. And Bayern obviously are back joint top of the Bundesliga with Dortmund, and they're scoring goals, got 6 at the weekend. Players are all coming back fit. Boateng and Hummels were playing in the centre half. Müller was back in the side. James is playing well. This is a real difficult one. Liverpool going to play in the counter. I was disappointed with Liverpool at Anfield in this game. I thought they were going to go for the jugular. I thought they were going to get the crowd behind them. I thought they were really going to pressurise Bayern early on. That didn't happen, and it was pretty comfortable for Bayern, even though I don't think they had a shot on target or a shot at goal in 90 minutes. However, I think the pendulum has swung back in Bayern's favour, particularly with the game at home, and with Liverpool got the Premier League to think about as well. And their form in the Champions League away from home, Liverpool, this year has not been great.
Virgil van Dijk said to be back for Liverpool, not a factor?
Oh, it is a factor, but I just think, Liverpool for me had to take a lead to Munich, and they didn't do enough in the first leg. And away from home this year, they lost in Belgrade, they lost in Paris, they lost in Napoli. They're much better at Anfield, so I think the pendulum has swung for me.
Do you know what? As much as I want to disagree with you on this one, I think I'm going to have to go with Bayern as well, just because of that. The momentum's back on their side. They've been on that run. Niko Kovac seems to be living the dream again there. Liverpool, one or two non-favorable...
On the counter with the pace of Mane and the pace of Salah.
Salah, again, is another factor. Needing to score, he's going to have to need a big night
that's
as well
Liverpool's chance, but, it's a close game. But I just the edge to Bayern Munich.
Expecting a close one, expecting an exciting one, but again, we're just giving the edge to Bayern on this one. Whew, those were not easy to call, but thanks so much to Craig Burley. Hopefully our predictions this week don't go as belly up as they did last week, because that would not be pretty. But either way, we're expecting some very exciting matches.